Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm. We've got a busy day coming up today, not necessarily this morning, but more so as we get into the afternoon and the evening with another round of showers and thunderstorms. Seems to be the case this summer that storms tend to want to produce a lot of rain in a short amount of time, and I think we have that threat again today. So that raises the specter of more flooding problems, especially in the traditional flood-prone areas. But in the meantime, this morning, looking outside, it's bright and sunny. It's a beautiful morning. It is warm. It is humid. Just before 9 o'clock, right around 9 o'clock, 73 degrees at the airport, 71 in Newcastle, and 73 over towards Ravenna. Well, this afternoon's rain is off to our northwest. Not much to look at right now. No severe weather ongoing. But we do have showers and storms from Michigan down to Indiana, into parts of Illinois and Missouri as well. And all of this, of course, is tracking to the east. Now, the ingredients for severe weather today are kind of marginal. It doesn't look like a slam dunk that we're going to have severe weather today necessarily. The Storm Prediction Center does have us in the low risk in the dark green. They actually call it marginal. I prefer low, but because people kind of understand that a little more than marginal. What's marginal mean? But it means it's not a high-end severe weather event. We're not expecting a lot of problems with damaging winds and large hail. But these storms do bear watching because there is enough dynamics in the atmosphere, if you will, to bring down some gusty winds in the tallest storms later on today. So again, severe weather, not a slam dunk today, but we have to keep an eye on it. And I think I'm most concerned about flooding rains across the region with a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. These are the temperatures, and then take a look at the dew points this morning. Yeah, a lot of moisture pooling out ahead of this front. Dew points are in the 70s in western Ohio, into Indiana, into southern Illinois. That's tropical moisture. And so these will be very efficient storms, wringing out a lot of moisture in a fairly short amount of time. So when does all this get going? Let's take a look at our short range model here. And I'm going to zoom forward to early this afternoon. Here's 2 p.m. And by this point, now some of this is probably just bogus on the model, but there could be a pop-up shower or a storm early this afternoon. But I think this is overdone in general at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I think for most of us, we're going to wait until 3 o'clock or after to get a more substantial chance of some pop-up showers and storms ahead of the main line. This is 4 p.m. Again, the model's showing kind of pop-up stuff ahead of the main line, which is out here in western Ohio. So we'll see how much of this is realistic. Again, I suspect it looks a little overdone on the model. So our rain chances will definitely be increasing late this afternoon and especially into this evening at 6 p.m. Our main line along our front approaching from the north and west. And I think early this evening is going to be kind of the peak time for everyone to get wet. Here's 7 o'clock this evening. Yeah, we're kind of in the heart of things right here. So yeah, the main threat with these, heavy rain, but not far behind that, a damaging wind threat. I think if there's hail, it's going to be pea-size. I don't expect a lot of large hail, and the tornado threat is pretty negligible out there today. One thing I want to show you here is something I don't show often, something called precipitable water. This is kind of a measure of, if you measured from the ground up through the atmosphere, how much water is up in that column of air. And it's a way for us to look at how much moisture is available to be wrung out in these storms. Well, this afternoon, you start getting into some of these yellow colors here, and we're talking about precipitable water values approaching 2 inches. That's how much water is in the air column going all the way up. So that's a lot of moisture to wring out. As far as flash flood guidance today, how much rain would it take in a 3-hour period to cause a lot of flash flooding problems? Well, for most of our region in the dark green here, that's about 2 inches. Now, in urban areas, street and highway flooding can occur with lower values, but for widespread county-wide flooding, our 3-hour rain values today are about 2 inches. So if we were to get more than 2 inches in 3 hours, we'd probably have a lot of flooding problems as opposed to isolated and primarily urban type of flooding. So these are the things we're watching out for today. We're going to keep you updated on social media throughout the day, of course. If we need to do a live stream on WFMJ.com this evening, we'll do that. Jess will have you updated on social media and coming up at noon on TV. And of course, I'll be on at 6 and 11 tonight. Be sure you're following all of us on Facebook and on Twitter. Have a great Tuesday.